welcome back to my channel, but also welcome back to another episode of Learning and Loving Self. Okay, this one right here is for my post-grad people, my peers, my people coming up on a year or 2 years post-grad life. Okay, we gonna really talk about it. We gonna really get into discussion about it today. So are y'all ready? I don't think y'all ready. Let's just get into it. So, like I said, we are going to be discussing post-grad struggles. For y'all that don't know, I graduated from Jackson State University in April of 2022. So I'm coming up on a year of post-grad life. And let me tell y'all, it has not gotten any easier as it goes along. And I know at some point it will, but this first year, baby, it's knocked me on my butt many times. Many times. And for a long time, I felt like I was the only one struggling. I was the only one that felt that way. I felt like my peers, they got the right degree. They have the right job. They're making the money that they want to make. I'm seeing them on social media and they're having the time of their lives still. And here I am taking a gap year, moved to Indiana, didn't even want to move back, up north. But for those of you who know, that's what God told me to do. So I did it. Only person I know here is my sister, and my sister has a family, so she's not always available to me. She's not always able to do the things that I want to do and to kind of, drop everything because she has familial responsibilities. She's a mother. She's a wife. So I was spending a lot of time alone. And at first, it didn't really bother me because I grew up an only child. I know how to spend time with myself. Like I'm not a stranger to that. My mom used to tell me that spending time alone, being alone builds character. When I told her I was bored. So I'm no stranger to entertaining myself or liking to spend time with myself. But at a certain point, you crave that community, that friendship, that opportunity to go out and do things. It's not always as fun to do things by yourself. And so I spent a lot of time by myself in my house. And lately, life has been winning, y'all. Life has been winning. My original plan was to take a gap year, go to grad school, figure it out. Take a moment to figure out where my degree can take me that's not medical school or nursing school or any type of clinical practice of medicine. And recently, I've decided that I'm not going to grad school right now. And what led me to that was I was having a conversation with God. I've been having it for months of like, I have this multifaceted skill set. I can do a lot of things and I can do them well. And as a child, I was a gifted child. So I went to the gifted schools, which means that because I was good at so many things, I had my hand in everything. And so I've never really known what my niche is. But I've been following the plan of what I think should happen. I created this plan of what I think should happen and decided that that's what God meant. It's not. I came to that realization recently of like, you created this plan, not God. He brought you here. He put you in this position, in this job, and you formulated that plan based off of where you are right now, off of where he has you right now. But he never said, yeah, Lauren, yeah, I want you to go to grad school to get your master's in public health. You figured out that was the next step, the next I don't want to say usual, the next basic step in this career. Just like if you're going to be a doctor, you have to get a degree in science, and then you have to go to medical school, and then you have to take the MCAT, then you have to go to medical school, then you have to have a residency or a fellowship. You know, those steps are laid out for you. These are the steps that were laid out for you, and you decided that that's what you were supposed to do. But God never said that that was part of your path. So I came to terms with that, and I was just like, God, what am I doing? What am I doing here? I've always had a plan. I've always had structure in my life. I've always known what I was supposed to do after the chapter I was in, like what the next level was. When I was in high school, I know I was going to college. I knew the steps I needed to take to create the application that was going to get accepted. I knew the steps I needed to take for community service. I knew the steps I needed to take after I got to college to get my degree. When I thought I was going to be a doctor, I knew the steps. I knew the steps. And now God has me in a place in my life where I feel like I am flying by the seat of my pants, y'all. Like completely in the middle of the ocean, adrift. No type of direction. Zero. None. And I have never experienced this in my life. And when I saw it back home in other people, I equated it to some type of failure. Because the people back home I was seeing, yeah, they didn't know what was next. They knew they were lost, but they also had no ambition to get out of that place. Like they were fine being lost. And I'm not fine being lost. And for a minute, I felt like a failure. There are some moments still where I kind of slip into that, like, you chose the wrong degree. You chose the wrong path. You didn't do this right. You didn't do that right. But I did. And none of that was going to change this place where God has me. I am completely in the wilderness. I thought I was in the wilderness, the spiritual metaphorical wilderness in college. Honey, please. This wilderness don't have nothing on that wilderness. That was a forest. This is a jungle. That's where I am. And God, I have just been so hard on myself. I've been comparing myself to other people. I've equated my worth and my value to what I can do in my job and how well I do my job. And I felt so torn down. I felt so inadequate. And there are more days than I can count where I felt like I don't even feel like existing. And that's not like a suicidal thing, because like I don't want to hurt myself, but it's just like I want my mind to shut off. I want everything to be quiet. I don't want to have to get up and do something that I don't want to do. I don't want to deal with the people that I'm working with. I don't want to do any tasks. I don't want to do laundry. I don't want to wash the dishes. I don't want to cook. I just want to lay here and not exist. And I said all this to say, you are not alone. You are not alone. Like I said earlier, I thought I was the only one until I started having conversations and having honest conversations of like, yeah, I'm struggling. It's not easy for me. I'm having a hard time. And people were like, yeah, so am I. I have friends, sisters who are almost 2 years post-grad and still feeling the way that I'm feeling. And that's not to say that it can't get better, but it's just it puts things into perspective of just like, we can't possibly have everything figured out right now. We can't. Like it's just we can't. And it's so unrealistic, but it's the unrealistic expectation I know I have placed on myself. to have everything figured out all the time, because I've had it figured out for so long. I knew all the steps I needed to take, and I took them. And it got me to where I was supposed to go. But now it's like, I don't have any more steps. I graduated college. That was the main goal of my life. I graduated college, and I don't have any more steps. I have no clue. No idea. I don't know what my purpose is. I know I'm good at a lot of things, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what my niche is. I don't know how my career is going to progress, or what that's going to look like, or what field it's going to be in. I know literally nothing. All God has given me is one thing, which I'm not going to say on here yet, but one thing that I can do next. Anything outside the scope of that one thing, I don't have any answers. I don't have any ideas. And I know I'm not the only one. And so I wanted to get on my channel, to get on this camera in front of y'all and be as honest as I possibly can about the fact that it's hard, y'all. It's so hard. It is. It's challenging. But don't fall into the place that I fell into of not giving myself enough credit for the things that I can do, the things that I'm capable of, the things that I'm good at. I may not be exactly where I want to be. My life may not look anything like what I want it to look like, but I'm okay. I can pay my bills. I can make target runs. Not all the time. Not all the time. But I can make budgeted target runs. I can go to a movie. I can do the little things that will bring me some joy. I'm stable where I am right now. And I don't like where I am. But that doesn't mean that I'm supposed to be anywhere else. I'm supposed to be exactly where I am. And I know it sucks. It's hard. Like, let's be real. But with everything that God put in you, believe that it has to get better. That is the only thing pulling me through, is holding on to God's promise. It's holding on to the word of God and understanding that I am gifted and I am talented, and that this is not where life stops for me. It's extremely uncomfortable to be in this place. It's extremely uncomfortable to have no direction right now. No idea what else I'm supposed to be doing, but this is not where it ends. God has placed so much in all of us, in every single one of us, and He will not leave that potential to sit and lie and die. No, He won't leave the most amazing parts of you untapped, because those are the parts of you that the world needs to see in order to show them who God is. This is just part of our story. It's just part of our story. It's the rough part. It's the rough ride right now. But we are going to be okay. We are going to be okay. Say it with me. We are going to be okay. So, stop getting on the internet, comparing yourself to other people and what you think they may be feeling, what you think their life looks like based off what they post. It's not helping you. It's not doing no good for you to beat up on yourself like that. And if you need to, take a break. Cut it out. Take a break. I got off of TikTok for 2 weeks. And it was beautiful. It was amazing, because I was in this space where everything I was seeing, I was beating myself up about. I don't do this like they do it. I don't look like this. I don't have this opportunity. I don't have the money to do this. I don't have the wardrobe that they have. Literally anything that I could compare myself about, I was comparing myself about. Cut it. Cut it. If you have to, get off the socials. Get off the socials until you feel like you have prepared yourself. You have spent time with God enough to feel like you can battle that. You can go back into that and reroute your brain to think differently. That's what I had to do, and that's okay. My boyfriend tells me this all the time, and I'm still working on it. And it's what I'm gonna tell y'all. Give yourself credit for the things that you are capable of, the things that you can do, the things that you do well. Those are amazing things. You are amazing. You are impactful. You are influential. You have a place and a voice in this world. Give yourself credit. Talk kindly to yourself. Like, just, and sometimes, baby, sometimes if you gotta fake it to make it, you gotta fake it to make it. I had to do it today. I had a moment today where I was crying in my car on the way to work. Got to this work event and had to put a smile on my face and talk to people. And by the time I left, I felt like I could take on the rest of my day. Fake it. If you got to, fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Because one day it won't be fake. One day it won't be fake. You'll be creating a habit. Get in your word. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Get in your word. Because Isaiah 43 has been holding your girl down. It's been holding me down. Every morning I read the entire chapter, Isaiah 43. Because it reminds me of the promises that God has given me. The things he has promised me in this life. He has promised me that he will not leave me. He has told me that I am redeemed, that I am precious, that I am worth a man's life. I am worth dying for. It reminds me that he is the most powerful being and that he has control over everything. It reminds me that he can change my situation in an instant. In a conversation, just like in my first learning and loving self video. God can change your situation in a conversation, just like he did for Mary. Get in that word, babes. Your scripture that holds you through may not be Isaiah 43, but you can start there. And God will lead you to the other scriptures that will get you through. Trust me. That word, yeah. That word is that one, that girl. The Bible is that girl, okay? Ask for help. Whether that be to talk things out, whether that be you needing reassurance, whatever that is, God has given you a circle of people. God has given you a support system to help you through hard moments. It's hard for me to ask for help in a lot of avenues of my life. I am always there for my friends. I am as supportive as I can be. But I feel like I would burden them with my feelings and my issues. And so I don't tell them anything. I don't tell them when I'm struggling. I don't tell them when I'm hurting. I've tried to work it out myself. But what I learned through this particular season, because I'm not over it by any means. We still in this. We deep in this. But what I learned going through what I've been going through is that talking about it isn't a burden. It's actually a relief, in the sense that, like, you learn that you're not alone. You're not the only one who thinks the things that you're thinking. You're not the only one who struggles with comparison. You're not the only one who doesn't like where they are in life. Just like you may not want to talk about it, other people may not want to talk about it. They may not want to be a burden, you know? But once you open that door, there's so much relief that comes through depending on each other and leaning on each other. Just hold on, y'all. Just hold on. Just hold on. We're going to make it through. We're going to make it through. Because it has to get better than this. Life has to be better than this. Life has to be better than this. I'm not going to sit here and let the devil convince me that this is all I'll ever amount to. That is a bold-faced lie. Where you are is not everything that you'll ever amount to. This is not your ceiling. Matter of fact, we're closer to the floor than the ceiling. So guess what? That means we can only go up. The devil be lying to us, y'all. And it's time to start calling it out. Some of them things that you're thinking are not your thoughts. So if you're working on speaking more kindly to yourself, if you're working on giving yourself credit for your capabilities, for any part of who you are, when you have those moments where it's like, you're not that, you're not this, you can't do this, you don't actually do this as well as you think you do this, any of those, in any format, call it out. That's not my thought. That don't belong to me. That don't belong to me. I'm not carrying it. I'm not taking that with me. I'm not paying for that. Okay? That don't belong to me. That's what we gonna say. When them thoughts start coming up, you say, that's not my thought. That don't belong to me. I'm not paying for it. Because when we carry these thoughts and when we take ownership of them, we are the ones that pay for them with our confidence, with our peace, with our joy. Everything that God gives us is the payment for believing the lies of the devil. And we're done. We're done. That's what we're not gonna do. So that's not my thought. That don't belong to me. I'm not paying for it. Go get somebody else to do it. Period. Okay? So that's all I got for y'all today. I love y'all. I'm so grateful for this platform and for this outlet, because talking through these things not only helps me help you, but like it genuinely helps me, because I'm able to look back on the things that I've said, the things that I've learned in different seasons of my life. And so I'm grateful that y'all find it interesting enough to watch and to keep watching. Remember that you are forever loved, forever valued, and always capable. And I can't wait to see y'all the next time. Bye.